Hey guys, how are you guys this afternoon? We're going to do another paint pour today. So just to kind of get ready for the week. If you remember last week, we kind of did corals and teals in our colors, and they actually look really good together. So this week, we're kind of going to use some blues and teals and corals. So I'm going to show you. This is just a navy blue, and then this has kind of got some teal and bronze, but I'm also kind of thinking about keeping that coral. So we're going to do a paint pour, and then I want to show you, too, a couple of things before we get started that I got at Hobby Lobby. So I was at Hobby Lobby looking for some stuff because I want to kind of start planning my lives out a little further. Matter of fact, today I was digging through a closet and found a huge dry erase board that I think I can use for that. And wouldn't you know, this teacher of 25 years took me an hour to find dry erase markers in my house. You would think that I would have been able to find them anywhere. Anyways, they have these little carrots at Hobby Lobby. And so then I got home and started looking through my stash. Hey, Amy. And found out I have some more of these. So I think I have some of these little carrots to share because I got home and realized I bought them last year and never got around to using them. All right, so there's that. And then I also found these ones at Hobby Lobby. So I thought they were really cute. And we're going to make some carrots, too. So I got some stuff to make some carrots. So I have lots of things planned. But I couldn't believe it took me an hour to find a dry erase marker in my house. So we're going to do another paint pour. Like I said, this week we're going to kind of focus on these kind of colors, navies and teals. And I'm going to use corals. So I brought a whole bunch of paints over here. I'm trying to make a little bit more room. So let me turn you guys down where you can see. I want to make sure that I get my computer out of the way because the last thing I want to do is paint pour on my computer. That would be really bad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get my, hey Connie, I'm going to get my board ready. So I need it to be able to drip off the sides. Yeah, I'm just doing the paint pour right now because I'm going to do the next one for the next color scheme. So it depends. Doing that 30 days of lives, I'm going to tell y'all, my house is a mess. And I did work for a little while to clean it today, but I have taken those stupid steroids for 2 days, and I have not slept for 2 days. So I had a little nap today, which probably means I won't sleep tonight, honest to goodness. But I'm trying to get my house clean. So kind of depends. My plan is to come back tonight and do some stuff because I came over here and I've got to spend some time over here cleaning stuff up. I have so many surfaces and so many projects that we can do. It's unbelievable. Like, I think we could do them 3 or 4 a night for a long time. Thanks, Amy. And then, so I'm just pushing these in. They're a little hard to get in there, but I just kind of need them in there enough that they will stand up. I wish I had kind of brought my hammer over here. I don't need a, yeah, that makes a lot of noise, doesn't it? Hey, Lisa. Lisa, did you get your catalog yet by any chance? Connie, you didn't send me your address, girl, or I would have sent you catalog too. All right. So, Amy, did you get your catalog? All right. So, I think I've got that on there well enough that it'll stand up so it'll drip. So, remember that we're going to use this navy, teal, and I think I'm still going to use a little bit of coral with this. And so I also added one thing to my supply list after last week. One thing I'm going to add some gloves to my supply list because I made quite the mess last week. So I'm done with my little thingamabobbers. You haven't gotten yours yet? Not yet. I don't remember when I mailed them. Like, I mailed them regular rate because it was much cheaper. So I get that, Connie, but I've gotten older in 25 years and I don't remember it. All right, so let's pick our colors. I know I want to use, well, here we go. I know I want to use a navy. I don't even know that y'all can see that that's a navy. I got a navy. So let me get my little cups out of the way. Here's some other colors that I got. I got this coral that I kind of like, but I also got this lighter coral just in case we need a light color once we're done. And then I got a couple of light blues, which we can decide on those. Remember, we don't need but 3 or 4 of these. All right, thanks, Connie. And then I got these teals. So we don't need but 3 or 4 paints now. And then I really did like that little shimmer effect that was in that other one. So I've got silver and I've got gold, and I have white. So I think I want to use one light color, but I also want to be thinking about what kind of paste will show on this. So if I use white, I probably won't use one of these small light blues. But if I use a lighter blue or coral as my light, then I could use white paste. That's kind of my thinking. So I know I want to use navy for sure, because we're definitely using navy in all of our ribbons and stuff. So let's pick out a couple of other colors. Should we use the bronze? Well, maybe we ought to pick out the rest of them. I'll tell you the ones I kind of laid toward. I kind of went toward this. That's kind of what I was thinking. And then one of these light blues, just so that I can have, or we could do this light instead of, well, apparently I wasn't thinking anything. Navy, coral, yeah, and both shimmers, Amy? Or I want to use a teal because I've got teal in my ribbons. I've got a darker teal too, whichever way we think we want to go. So definitely navy. So now let's pick a coral. Light coral or dark coral, y'all? Light coral or dark coral, and then we'll pick a teal. Light coral or dark. Remember, you need a lot of different variations of color, like depth, so that you can get a good see. Okay, so Amy likes the dark coral. All right, and I think if we go with the dark coral, we should go with the light teal and maybe the silver, and that should let white show up. Does anybody else like that too? Okay, at least it's a dark. All right, so I'm looking at this as my color palette. So y'all tell me what you think. And the thing about these is you just never know what this is going to look like, you know, until you get that poured on there. And even then, until it starts flowing, you have no idea what you got coming. All right, so I've got the other piece of cardboard. I just turned it over because the other part was dry. So I just turned that over. Now I'm going to pour these paints into my cups. Now I think that I will use my solid color as this light green. The one, remember I had to put one on the bottom so that it would flow over. So I think I'm going to use that. I mean, I'll use it in the pour too, but that's the one I think I'll use on the bottom. All right, so, and last time I thought I didn't have enough paint, or I thought I had way too much and I needed a smidge more, but I think it was because I was running out of the, whatever it was, the bronze I was using. Now, I will say, this takes a lot of paint. So, in that regard, like these little paints, I got these at Hobby Lobby. You can get them cheaper at Walmart, unless Hobby Lobby necessarily has them on sale. These are like Hobby Lobby acrylic paints. And you could get them at Walmart. Walmart has acrylic paints for 50 cents. But I wasn't at Walmart that day. I was at Hobby Lobby, so I just got what I could get. I think I need a little more of that blue. So these are just really cheap acrylic paints. And, you know, you could get the white ones and get quite a bit of, but it's taking almost a whole container of this. So I would definitely get like I will probably shop at the Walmart from now on. The only problem is Hobby Lobby does kind of have a little bit more options color-wise. All right, so now I've got the silver too. And then I know I want to put the silver as this silver is really thick. I want to put the silver as one of the ones with the, I don't like the look it on the side. With the, remember we put that silicone on it, and that's what caused those cells to come up. So I know I want to do that, and I probably would want to do that in the navy maybe, and the ones that are dark. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to fill these about, it should be about 2/3, 1/3, okay? So about 2/3 paint, 1/3 of this Floetrol. And one of my friends told me that you can get Floetrol at Ace Hardware. I ordered my stuff from Amazon. just because, you know, I don't have much here to choose from. I might have a little more Floetrol in that silver. And now we need to stir them up because this, it will be clear, so it does not affect the color. So this was the next step, is we're just going through and stirring all these up. This just makes your paint thinner so that it'll flow and roll. Oh yeah, I can walk to the Dollar General, but you know what? They don't really have very much option for crafty stuff at the Dollar General. Matter of fact, I was just at the Dollar General today. I had to pick up some of that canned chicken to make something, and I did not want to drive to Walmart. But I did stop one time at the Dollar General thinking that I could get me some white spray paint without having to go, and I couldn't find it. And so I don't know if I just didn't look in the right places or what, but I couldn't find it. All right, so now I'm just making sure that I have all of that mixed down in there. So you can see it's not changing the color. I'm really mixing it up. And, you know, y'all can share this video too to get entered into Sunday night's drawing. I feel like this week, I feel like I worked at the shop yesterday to fill in a little bit. And I usually only work Thursdays. And then I have a class on Thursdays. So this week, I don't have a class tomorrow night because we're having a Valentine's kind of thing, open house. So I don't have room to have a class when the store's open. So I kind of felt like, because I worked yesterday, that all day today I kept thinking it was Friday. There's nothing that ruins your Friday worse than finding out it was Wednesday. Hey, right. I don't know what you hey, right. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to put a little bit of this silicone. It's just 100%. This was honestly the most expensive thing I had to buy. Is that, how did I end up here? Girl, I'm telling you, this man that I just kind of happened to like, found him a job here, and so here I am in the middle of nowhere. This is, I think it's like treadmill lubricant. It just needs to be 100% silicone. So I'm going to put me like 4 or 5 drops in. Wait a minute, no, I'm not, because that's not stirred up really good right there. That's right. You better have what you need. At least the Dollar General does have that. And there is a little grocery store here. They don't have like the best of everything, but they do have stuff if you need it. So I'm just putting 4 or 5 drops. Now, if you remember, you don't want to stir this much because you don't, the cells come from those drops holding in place. So, oh, the drawings. And so I'm just going to stir those a little bit. I might actually stir them too much. Okay, so now we are about ready. I need to pour my paint into my cup that I'm going to use for my actual flipping it upside down. And the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to paint that. I've got some glitter. You know, I must have used this for glittering at some point. All right, so I'm going to put some, I'm going to go ahead and put my paint. And I didn't get me a paintbrush to paint. Let me grab that. I knew I would forget something. I kind of was going through my head. Do I have this? Do I have this? Do I have this? And I missed the paintbrush. All right, so I kind of think I want, what you put on the bottom is what's going to show up on the top. So I kind of think I'm going to put this coral. So I'm going to put a little bit of coral. So you're not pouring all the coral. You're just pouring a little bit in. And then you're going to pour another color. So you're just kind of layering your colors like they're going to layer when you pour them. So I'm just going through and putting a pour layer of each one. That's all right. That's the color I'm putting on there anyway, so it wouldn't matter anyways. Y'all, if y'all saw it last week, you know you kind of just roll it all over anyways. So I'm just going to keep pouring back in. I do love these colors. I think this is going to look very springy, y'all. Very springy. So here, I'm just keeping pouring. I should have thought about that. I just put my silver kind of on the bottom, but it really doesn't matter. All right, this is kind of the boring part because you just kind of keep layering it all up. And I was trying to remember what order I went in. Sorry, I had a momentary brain fart right there. I couldn't remember the color. Okay, so I definitely have more paint this time. And I don't know if it's because I use more paint or I use more of that Floetrol stuff. But I have quite a bit of paint. I should definitely have plenty. I probably have too much. But you know, I said that last week and you saw what happened. But I have a full cup. Like, I can't imagine that I have a full cup and that's not enough. All right, and then the last thing I need to do before I pour is I need to get this green that I'm kind of going to use. So my thinking is these colors that I've used should work for putting white on top of them. That's what I'm thinking, is that I can put white wording on top of these and they should show, or it should show. So now I'm just going to take and paint this canvas. And you want it pretty thick because you want, this is what's going to, oh, I did the same thing last time, didn't I? Spill that, but I didn't really spill it, but thought I did. This is the paint that's going to cause it to flow over. So you definitely will need more of whatever you're going to use as your base. And you don't necessarily want it thinned out. Oops, I lost a corner. I lost a push pin, whatever you call them. Thumbtack. I'm like, it's not push pin. That's not the word I use. What is the word I use? Thumbtack. And then I said, remember, as long as you have enough on there and it'll go around, you really don't need it on the sides, but I'm going to put it on the sides because last time that's what saved me, because I didn't have enough paint in my pour jar. All right, and I also cannot just turn this over because I have glitter on the bottom, so I had to figure out a way to get this back in there so that I don't get glitter on this. Come on, buddy. I need you to work with me, not against me. Next time, bring a hammer over, because now I just lost another one. I think this might be a different set of frames than the last one. I think these might be some of the better frames that came from Hobby Lobby. So I think the wood is a little thicker than the other ones I got either at Walmart or got in those big mega packs at Michael's. And so I think the frames on those is just a little bit cheaper. So, all right, so now I'm going to go through. I am going to make sure that I get the sides just in case I run into the same problem that I had the last time when I didn't have enough paint to pour over. I mean, I really think I do because, like I said, have a whole container over here. And it is a very messy little job. So that's why I was like, yes, we will be getting the gloves out today. All right, so there that is done. Let me see what this looks like on the sides. Yeah, it's good. All right, so now what you're going to do is you're going to take this and you're going to put the container onto the cup and turn it. And then it does make a little suction. And then it just is going to just start flowing. And so you can tell that you can see the ridges that are the cells that are starting to form. So you just kind of want to turn it and let the paint flow over to the edges. And so that's why you want something underneath it. I used, and then once it gets to that edge, then you want to turn it this way to let it flow. I am liking the colors. I don't know how y'all are feeling about the colors, but I am liking the colors. And then once it gets there, then you need to turn it the other way, because you gotta get it while I got a little bit more needs to come that way to get that corner. All right, so now I need to let it flow down. The silver is not showing as what's the word I'm looking for? Metallic as the bronze did. And then we're just kind of flowing it, letting it flow. And I just stuck my hand in it, but I think it'll be all right. Oh, y'all, I'm loving these colors a lot. Just letting it flow the rest of the way off. The side. Almost there, ready to flip it. All right, so now what I need to do is I need to make sure that there's nowhere, oops, let's not get it on the computer, Jill. Archie probably would not appreciate that very much. All right, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to kind of try to make it go a little bit where certain places need it. So I don't think I'm making it do anything, but I'm just kind of taking my little paintbrush and scooping up some of the extra that fell off and putting it on the side. But what do you think of the colors? Let me know what y'all think of these colors. So far, so good. That one's not drippy very much. There we go. Maybe we'll drip. And then I think it'll take care of the edges the rest of the way around. A little bit, maybe right there. I think that's it. So let's see what y'all are saying. Because, hey, Allison, those colors are in your kitchen. Well, then maybe you should win this, huh? Not that much navy. Oh, did I get too much navy? Oh, thanks, Denise. But anyways, I think it turned out really cute. I'm excited to let it dry. So now you just kind of let it dry. And I just kind of put all of my cups back on here and I just let everything dry in them. And it took me, last time I checked it, I did it in the afternoon, kind of like this. And then the next day, I don't know, about lunchtime, I came back over and checked it again and it was dry. So it takes at least overnight for sure. That's a lot of paint that you did. I know that the people here are wanting to do it as a class. Oh, you like the navy. Okay. So don't you think white will show up good on this though? And it really, I was afraid maybe I might have gotten too much teal in it, but I really don't think I did. I think it's got a big teal blob right here. But other than that, I don't hate the teal for sure. I think it turned out pretty good. These paintbrushes, I get them 3 in a pack at the Dollar Tree, so I just throw it all away. I let it all dry on here and take my artwork off and then just throw everything else away. And then I just keep these little, what do you call these? These little cardboard box things, and they are perfect for this. So anyways, I love these colors. I think it turned out pretty good. So I'm going to stay over here and clean for a little bit over here because it's kind of bad. And so you might see me go live again because I would kind of like to be able to stay in the house and work on my house because it's kind of rough. But I may start working on planning out the rest of the week for the lives. So remember, we're kind of going to do blues and navies, and these are the color palette for this week. I do have some Easter stuff. I'm kind of ready This one is a 12 by 12, Connie. The other one I think I had was a, I don't know, it was longer than this. So maybe like a 12 by 15 or something, maybe. I'm not sure. Thanks. I like the way it turned out too, Denise. I love the colors in it. And so I'm going to stay over here and pedal a little bit, maybe start planning out this week's lives. So I may go live here in a little bit instead of finishing up and then coming back, just so that I don't have to come back over here. And like I said, the 30 days, my house is a mess. It's time for Jill to spend some time cleaning our house. And I did a little bit today. But anyways, I will see you guys later. Bye.